Welcome back everyone to Game of the Week, a series where each week I'll be taking a niche and unpopular Roblox game and reviewing it, and if I miss a single week of uploading, the series will end. As always, each game that I review will be linked down in the description below, so if you want to play the game, all you have to do is scroll down and click on the first link you see in the description. So without any further dilly-dallying, this week's Game of the Week is... Roblox Replay. Now, this is a bit of a strange game for me to cover in this channel because originally when I started this channel out, I was only really gonna cover games that have actual gameplay, like shooter games or tower defense games or, I don't know, whatever other strategy games there are out there, or literally anything as long as it's a game and it actually has gameplay, right? I told myself that I wasn't gonna go into reviewing like tech demos or like general experiences that are like trying to showcase some new technology in Roblox that don't actually have any gameplay, However, this tech demo right here is really cool, and I've been wanting to make a video on it for like 2 months now, probably, if not more. And, well, I finally decided to do it. So yeah, you know what? This game did open my heart up to all these tech experiment games and whatnot. So you know what? If another cool one pops up on Roblox, then expect to see a video on it. So what is actually Roblox Replay? Well, Roblox Replay is a game that shows you all your previous played games that you have ever played in your life, right? Or, well, it at least tries to the best of its abilities, because the way that it actually works, from what I heard at least, is that it gathers your badges, it looks at your badges, and then sees where those badges are from, and then just orders your played games by which badge you got first and which badge you got last, and lays them out in front of you in that order, right? So it just looks at your badges. So technically, there could be like a couple games out there that you play that have no badges, and so this game cannot detect them or read them and won't show them to you. But like for the most part, like it works like 99% of the time when it's trying to show you like the recent games that you've played, or not even the recent games that you played, all the games that you played in your entire life. Now, during my time on Roblox, I've played a grand total of 1,440 games. And the first game that I've ever played was called the Roblox Creator Challenge. And this game, I cannot tell you what it is about. It's just the first game that I saw on the front page, and I think it was like some kind of a Roblox event or something, and I don't really know what it's about, and I'm not gonna go back to playing it because I'm pretty sure it's broken now. But that's the first game I played, And the latest game I played, the newest game I played, was a Project Survival Alpha, which is just a simple little zombie shooter game. I don't know, it looks kind of cool. I just clicked on it because it looked interesting, really. Like that's my reasoning. I wasn't planning to make a video on it or anything. But yeah, that's what's up with that game. So now I'm gonna take you on a trip down memory lane, and the way I'm gonna do that is I'm gonna go to every 100 mark on my list of 1,440 games that I've played. So I'm gonna go to the 100th game, the 200th game, the 300th game, the 400th game, 500, 600, and so on and so on. And I'm gonna look around those 100 spots on my list, and I'm gonna see what kind of interesting games that I have really fond memories of I've been playing, and I'll talk about them a little bit and tell you what they're about, and tell you if they still hold up to this day, or if I just played some garbage as a kid. So my 99th game that I ever played was Shadowrun. And this is really my first time that I ever played like a really hard obby game as a kid. And I was really invested into this game. I was playing it on the daily. I was dead set on getting to the end of this game. And technically I did. I got all the way to level 200, which is the end of the game, and there was one extra stage after that that's like ultra super turbo hard, but unfortunately I wasn't able to beat that one. But I did get to the end of the game technically, so you know what? I'm gonna take my wins where I can get them. But yeah, this game was like one of the first actually hard obbies in Roblox. Because the whole trend with obbies before like 2020, before the quarantine, was to make like a super easy obby that has like 5 trillion stages or whatever, right? And this obby was just as long as those other super easy obbies, but it was actually really difficult because you had to click on different tiles to either activate them or deactivate them as you're jumping on them. So you had to multitask a little bit, and it did trip me up a lot as a kid. But yeah, there were like, for example, there would be like, I don't know, like a wall wraparound that you'd have to do on a platform that was slowly disappearing below you, and you have to like wrap around and then click a little button to like disable a kill brick on that wall wraparound, and then do that like 10 times in a row. And it was super stressful because the ground underneath you was disappearing, and like you had to like prepare for the next jump already as soon as you finished the previous one. And it was really stressful. And the first few stages are pretty easy, but this game ramps up in difficulty really quickly. And it was my first run-in with like difficult Roblox hobby. So if you guys wanna play this one, then I would highly suggest you do, because it still holds up today. Now, apparently, the developers of this game were at some point considering developing Shadowrun 2, but unfortunately, that never happened. Now, there's another game that I played around this time that I gotta give a honorable mention to. Now, this game doesn't hold up nearly as well as I thought it did. Compared to Shadowrun, like for example, Shadowrun holds up decently well, you know, it still works. It doesn't look like super mechanically impressive or like super visually impressive, but it holds up, you know, it's still a really good hobby to play. However, this next game that I'm going to talk about, called Heists, this is a game that I also really used to grind out. It was the 14th game I ever played in my account, and it was really good for its time, man. I mean, at least for me, it was good. But basically, the gist of the game is that there were like, I don't know, like 10 different bases around the map, and everyone would be in a base. Like, everybody would choose one of the bases that was in the same server as you, and you would have to like defend your base against other players so that it doesn't get raided, because if it gets raided then they steal all your money. And you also had to like go around and steal money from other people and raid their bases. And the way that you like replenished your money, if you couldn't raid other people, or if you were just playing solo or whatever on the server, was by robbing a couple of different points around the map. And as a kid, I fucking remember this map being like 500 times bigger than it actually is. I don't know why, but I just do. But no, going back, I mean, everyone's bases were like fucking squished up against each other. It was crazy, dude. I don't know how I managed to make any progress in this game during its heyday, because I played it when it was really popular. And I would go into the observatory base, which was like more or less the most open one in the game. So, you know, I'm just really surprised that I made any progress. But you know what? The observatory base is still goated. The one other thing that I want to say is that this game still suffers from the whole 2018 Roblox car physics, you know. I don't know if you guys have been around when this happened on Roblox, but like back in 2018, for some reason, every game that had cars had like absolutely dog shit physics, and like the cars were barely fucking drivable. Like they were slipping and sliding everywhere. You could like barely turn them, like if you really fucking tried. And it was just an awful experience in general. Like every fucking game suffered from this. Like Build-A-Boat suffered from this when they first introduced like the fucking car seat item and the plane seat item and whatever else. I think Pizza Place also suffered from this, like work at a pizza place. And then there was this game that suffered from it, and still suffers from it because it got abandoned before it could get fixed, because the developers of Heists are actually working on a roleplay game now, which got quite popular actually after Heists died, but unfortunately I'm pretty sure that the new age verification update in Roblox is going to fuck it over completely. But anyways, that's what they were up to. But yeah, it affected this game, it never recovered. And then one game that I remember playing that really suffered from this as well was a tycoon game, actually. And that tycoon game was called Space Mining Tycoon. And oh man, this was like one of the first tycoons, like, where you could make your own tycoon and like shift objects around and like make your own factory, kind of like what you do in like Lumber Tycoon 2 or Refinery Caves or fucking Oaklands and those types of games. This was like one of the first games that I played that was a tycoon game where you could like actually place your machines wherever you want. And man, for the time, I absolutely loved it. And I remember many people loving it too because it was really, really popular. But holy crap, was there one huge, massive problem with it, and it was all the cars in the game. All the cars were just completely undrivable. Like, I don't know what the fuck happened to Roblox around 2018, but for some reason, just every single game had cars that were just absolutely undrivable. However, this game was one of the games, just like Pizza Place and Build a Boat, that managed to recover and eventually, had actually drivable cars. But yeah, this is another one of those games that I absolutely love and absolutely have fond memories of. Now, does it hold up? I mean, kinda. You don't really have a lot of options for actual machinery and like how you want to build your tycoon. But it kinda holds up, it's fun. Like, the early game is fun, like, I can't lie, the early game is absolutely fun. But it's just that you don't really have a lot of options for how you want to make your whole your base, because there's only like, I don't know, like less than 10 machines in the game you can place down. So building your own base is actually not that complicated, and there's not that many setups for it, which makes it a little bit boring. But it still holds up like decently well, I'd say. Now, here's a game that actually really, really, really holds up well, and the game in question is Whatever Floats Your Boat. I often forget that this game even exists, but when I get reminded of it, I literally have that look in my eyes, like from that one Lego Batman gift, the one where a guy in a white suit and a fucking rose on his chest is like falling in love. And all that stuff. Like, I literally have that look in my eyes. I'm showing it to you on the screen right now, but I literally have that look in my eyes whenever I get reminded of this game, because holy crap, it was so good, dude, and I used to play it so much. But the main premise of this game is that you have a certain amount of time before a flood comes in to build your own boat, right? Like, it's kind of like build a boat. You build a boat, you play around, you get some money, you buy more blocks, you build an even bigger boat, and the cycle repeats over and over and over again until you have like the strongest boat imaginable. But what makes this game unique from Build a Boat for Treasure is that it's a game that's entirely about PvP. Like, in this game, you slime people out, and your goal is to be the last person standing. So you gotta make the strongest boat you can. You gotta make the wackiest, craziest, and never before seen boat that can absolutely demolish everything in front of it. And yeah, it was just a really fun game to play in its heyday. It still has like a small dedicated community that plays it, but it's nowhere near as big as it used to be. But it's still really, really, really good. And if you want to check this game out, I absolutely suggest you check it out. It's just a really fun game to play. I grinded it out a lot when I was a kid, and it was just awesome, dude. It was yeah, it was something else, man. I just really love it. It absolutely holds up to this day. And I wish that the game still received updates, because I'm pretty sure it doesn't anymore. But I wish it did, or I wish there was a sequel or something like that, because it's just so fun. And it was the 197th game I ever played. So yeah, we're finally moving into those 200 spots after yapping about the 100 slots for such a long time. Speaking of the 200 slots, the 213th game that I've ever played is called Mow My Lawn 2. And I don't know why the hell I was so obsessed with this game as a kid, but for some reason I grinded it out daily for like 2 weeks or something like that, like maybe a week, like a week to 2 weeks. But for a brief amount of time, I was really obsessed with this game for some reason. And I mean, I do think it holds up to this day. It does have like a really dedicated little community around it, and it does update to this day. But basically, the whole premise of the game is that you mow a lawn, right? And when you cut down enough grass, a random event spawns. And this event can be anything from a minigame to a boss fight. And when you kill the boss or complete the minigame, you get money with which you can upgrade your grass cutting tool and cut down grass even faster and beat even stronger bosses and complete even hard minigames. But yeah, I don't know, like something about the gameplay loop in this game was really fun for little old me. And the different types of grass cutters that you could buy from the shop in this game are also pretty cool. Like, you could have anything from like an actual sickle and like lawnmower that are actually designed to cut grass, to having like a fucking C4 dynamite stapled onto a fucking sword. And whenever you whack down the sword onto the grass, it explodes and makes a little crater. But yeah, I'd say that this game holds up decently well in today's world. You know, it still has players you can play with, because, you know, the main part of this game is all about playing with other people and like working together to achieve a goal. And the game is just good in general. You know, the only like bad part about it is that its graphics are kind of outdated, but that's about it. Moving on to the 300th games I've played, in number 307 we got Nullxiety. This game is an absolute classic. Flamingo played it. Flamingo really popularized this series of games. I think he first played Isolator, which is the first game in this whole Null series. And then I think the next game that came out was Nullxiety, which is this one that you're seeing right now, where basically you and 100 other people are stuck in a room, and you have to do like a bunch of escape room obbies and whatnot. And if you die more than 3 times, and you're eliminated, and like the whole lore of the game is that the people who make it to the end are like the chosen ones, and they'll be chosen for the next experiment and whatnot. And apparently these people who run Nullxiety know everything about you, as they say at the start of the game. They know for how long you've been playing Roblox, for how many days. They know if you're playing with friends. They know if you're playing with other people in general. And it's a pretty cool little tech demo game that also has a lot of really cool puzzle aspects to it. Unfortunately, these days it's dead, so I don't think it's really worth playing, because it was only really worth playing when the game had like 100 people in a single round playing it all at once. I guess it makes sense that the game doesn't really have a player base anymore, because it doesn't really have any replay value, and it'll at most take you like a couple of hours to beat it if you have to retry the game and you die a few times. So it does make sense that it doesn't have a player base anymore, because most people are just playing it once for all the badges, or maybe twice if they miss some, and then that's about it. But if the game, you know, if some popular YouTuber out there fucking made a server and got 100 people into his server, then, you know, the game would probably be fun for those 100 people. But as it stands right now, I just don't think it's worth playing, as a singular person in single player. Now, that was really the only interesting game I could find around the 300 slot that was like really close to the number 300. So we're immediately gonna move on to the 400 slots. And in slot 401, the 401st game I've ever played was Egg Hunt 2019, I believe, called Agents of the Egg. Now, I played a couple of Roblox events before this, but this is the first one I ever really, truly, fully 100% completed. And it was a little egg hunt, and it wasn't like the best event ever, but it was pretty fun, you know? At least we got our egg hunt accessories, right? So, yeah, that was pretty cool at least. Now, the very next game, the one I played right after that, was Crazy Stairs. And oh my god, Crazy Stairs is one of those games, once again, that I used to play pretty religiously for a little short amount of time. The whole gameplay loop of the game is that you're in the middle of this, like, really huge quote-unquote staircase that has like a bunch of platforms and stairs on it, and you have to pick a class. And every single class can manipulate the stairs in some way, unless you're playing as a normal human, which I think I've only beaten the game like 3 times as a normal human without any powers, and it was really, really hard. But anyways, the point is, every single class has some way to manipulate the stairs. They can rotate the stairs, bend the stairs, levitate the stairs, sabotage the stairs for other players, and just stuff like that in general. And every class has a certain amount of mana that they can use, so they can't just like spam a move over and over and over again and just like instantly win the game. And also certain conditions have to be met before you can use each one of your moves that you have. But if the stars align, you can use a move and help yourself get up on the stairs. And you keep collecting mana and you keep using your moves until you reach the very top of the stairs, and you collect the little orb that's jumping between the platforms on the top of the staircase. And I don't know why, but this is a really, really, really fun game, and it's super unique. I haven't seen anything like it before I played the game, and I haven't seen anything like it since I played the game. It is truly one-of-a-kind game that doesn't exist like anywhere else, and I think it absolutely holds up to this day. It's just a great game. Go play it if you haven't. That's really all I can say. Moving on to the 500 slots, the 512th game that I've ever played was called Demo Adventure's End. Now, I didn't have footage of this game. I don't know if like it fucking got like blitzed out of existence or whatever by Roblox or by the developer himself, but I do remember playing this game, and it was in its demo phase, so there wasn't really like much of like visual cohesiveness with the game, but the gameplay overall was really fun. And I consider this game to be like the first game that started this whole Roblox platformer renaissance, you know? Because back in the day in Roblox, all we really had was like maybe an occasional difficulty chart obby and like all of those 500 stage super easy obbies and whatever, and like, you know, escape grandma's house obby. Like that's really all we had in terms of obbies and platformers. But this game actually tried to do something unique, and unfortunately it never really went anywhere. And I'm really sad about that. I really am sad about that. It was a great game. It had a lot of potential, but I don't know, I guess something happened along the way. But yeah, it's super unfortunate, but it is what it is. My 490th game ever played is called War Simulator. Now, War Simulator on the surface is just a really mind-numbing average simulator game where you go to like different eras of war. You go from like World War I to World War II to the Vietnam War to the modern war era to the futuristic era and stuff like that. And every time you die, the game shows you a message about like some soldier that lived during whatever time you're playing currently. And it tells you about how that soldier died and what his very short-lived life consisted of, and how little of life he actually got to experience before he brutally got fucking murdered. And at the end of the game, when you reach the end, you get the option to rebirth. And when you rebirth, you get this fucking gut-wrenching, heartbreaking, ball-shattering, cum-splooging fucking message about like how a war isn't just, and like it's never just take someone else's life, and it's not noble to do so even if you're a warrior. And then the cutscene goes into like fucking how the mere fact that you exist, like the mere fact that you were born, means that you will somehow change the world, right? The mere fact that you exist in today's world means that you are going to change it, whether you like it or not. Whether you want to change it or don't want to change it, you will have an impact on it. The fact that you were born already means it's too late to go back. And it just gets so fucking emotional and crazy, and it's like one of the most emotional cutscenes I've ever seen in like any game ever. And it comes from a fucking war simulator game. It comes from like some bullshit or random mind-numbing simulator game that I played for a little bit, and it's just absolutely crazy. But I mean, the final message of the game, of course, is that taking other people's lives is not just. At worst, it's like a psychopathic tendency, and at best, it's a necessary evil that someone has to do if they're like in the military or something. And the message of the game is that, again, whether or not you would like to change the world, you are going to change it by existing. And the author of the game just hopes that, for the sake of the world, you change the world in a better way than all the other previous people that existed changed it. And I don't know, man. It's just an absolutely crazy message from an absolutely insane game. And I'm just shocked that such a good fucking cutscene comes from a fucking simulator game. It is just absolutely insane. And it definitely made me cry the first time I saw it. Moving on to the 600th games, my 610th game ever played was Lumber Tycoon 2. And it's a game that I really, really used to like. And I would still like it today if it wasn't for a fact that I'm not gonna talk about in this video. I plan to make a whole another video about Lumber Tycoon 2, so I'm not gonna drag on about it too much in this video, but it is a decent game and it holds up relatively well to this day, so you know what, you're not gonna make a mistake by going back to play it. However, I'm planning to make a whole video on this game as I mentioned before, so I'm just gonna end the conversation about it there. I just felt like it would be wrong not to mention it. Anyways, the 594th game I ever played was Metaverse Champions. You know, it's an event, so of course I gotta mention it. Moving on to the 700th games in slot number 719. The 719th game I ever played was Bathroom Simulator, and this one I just kind of included in the list because I think it's kind of funny. I mean, yeah, this game is, I'm pretty sure it's banned on Roblox these days, and we all know the reason very well why it got banned. Yeah, it just became a online dating pedo game cesspool, if I may. Yeah, it just became absolutely awful. But yeah, I just thought I'd mention it because it's kind of funny. Now, I don't know why I didn't mention the game right before Public Bathroom Simulator, which was Noob Army Tycoon. But that's also another game that I have really fun memories of that I used to play. Basically, it's a tycoon game where you build an army and you can research like all different types of soldiers. You can research like war boats, you can research planes, you can research aerial stuff, you can research ground troops, tanks, super soldiers, all that. And you had to collect like the currency to research them, of course. And then you could send them out and they would like do battle against other people's armies and try to capture all the control points around the map, or at least as many as possible. And it was a constant battle. And it was a really fun tycoon game, even though it was relatively simple, you know. But it was really, really fun and really, really innovative for its time, and I liked it a lot. I used to grind it quite a bit back in the day. It was pretty cool. Moving on to the 800 games that I played, my number 810th game that I've ever played is a Bitcoin Miner Tycoon. And I don't really know why I was so obsessed with this game for a time. I played it quite a bit, for like a couple of weeks, definitely. And I don't know why I was so obsessed with it, but I guess I just was. I don't really play it anymore because it's kind of boring. I'm not gonna lie. It's you're just kind of like AFK, and get money, and then you buy more equipment and yeah, it's not very exciting. I'm just gonna say it. It's not very exciting or engaging, but I do have like fond memories of playing it for some reason. So you know, I thought it would be wrong not to include it on this list. So yeah, there you go. I guess I played Bitcoin Miner for a bit. Moving on to the 900 spot, we got Flex Your Weather. Now, this game appeared around the time that those super autistic games that have like fucking Reddit's 4chan fucking DeviantArt humor made by a guy named Wings were popular. This game appeared around the time that those games were popular. Like, for example, it appeared around the time that Delicious Consumables Simulator was popular. And this game was pretty insane, honestly. But yeah, it's just like what it sounds like. You go into the game, and the game reads the weather in your area, in your city or whatever, and you get different badges depending on what weather you're playing during. So for example, if you're playing during a sunny day, you would get a badge. If you're playing during like a stormy day, you would get a badge. And there's even badges for like really, really insane weathers, like playing during a fucking tornado, or like playing during a fucking tsunami or whatever, or a sandstorm, and it's pretty crazy. My 901st ever game played was Mint Tycoon. And I don't really know why, but this game for some reason was like super, super, super popular back in the day. I remember like everyone playing it, and it was like in beta or alpha or something, so it costed Robux to play. And as a little jit, I did not have any Robux, so it was, I couldn't really play it. But eventually, I got some Robux when I got older, and I decided to buy Mint Tycoon and see what all the hype is about. And honestly, I didn't get it. I do not understand what all the hype is about. I seriously don't. I mean, the Tycoon, from what I see, has some unique features, but I mean, I kind of don't know how to play, so I just kind of like wandered around for 10 minutes or 15 minutes the first time I played, and then I just left, and that was my whole experience with the game. But I do remember being like obsessed with wanting to play it for a little bit of time. My 897th game that I've ever played is an absolute banger though, and I suggest everyone who watches this video that has made it to this point goes ahead and plays it. The game is called Microwave Dinner, and this is a game that came out during the whole platformer renaissance that I talked about during the Shadowrun part of the video. And yeah, it's a good game. What can I say? It's a platformer where you're a little walking microwave robot, and you get a bunch of frozen dinners around the map, and you gotta do like a bunch of like little specific quests to collect those frozen dinners. And I think there's like 2 or 3 worlds in the game so far, and all of them are pretty cool, and they have a lot of unique quests you can do, and a lot of unique puzzles and platforming segments you can solve. And you can also upgrade your robot in this game, so you can get like wings on your microwave, or like faster movement speed on your microwave robots, or you can like get fucking turbo boosters on your microwave robots. And overall, it's just a fantastic game. It's just really good. Like, I really have no notes. It's just really, really, really good. And it absolutely holds up to this day. 10 out of 10. Go play it. Go show them some support and all of that. And with all that being said, we're gonna move on. Moving on to the big, fat, pyrocynical commission-sized 1,000 slot. My 1,000th game ever played was Neon Knights. Now, Neon Knights is this like isometric view shooter game where like go through levels, and it's like I think kind of sort of based on like Cyberpunk 2077. And I don't know, it's just a fun little isometric view shooter game. But the reason I'm talking about it is because it's made by a studio called Blockage. And Blockage has made some really fucking banger games in the past. They're the studio behind Noob Simulator, which I had an obsession playing for a little while. And they're also the studio behind Boost Vector, which I also had an obsession playing for a little while. And the funny part about this whole team is that they actually recently moved on to making Steam games instead of Roblox games. Recently, they came out with a little tower defense game called Tower Defense Strategy, which is also abbreviated to TDS, by the way, just like Tower Defense Simulator. But anyways, they moved on to Steam games, and they made a little tower defense game, and it's pretty cool. But they also announced that soon they're going to be recreating Boost Vector on Steam, which I'm really, really, really hyped about. I cannot wait for that. I think it's going to be super cool. But yeah, I just think they're a really cool studio, and they deserve the support. So go join their Discord server. and all that stuff, and stay updated with their Steam news if you want. Moving on to the 1,100th games I've ever played, in slot number 1,101 is The Games, another Roblox event that I played. So yeah, I just felt like shouting it out. We gotta have our regular event checkups in this video. Around this time, I also played Combat Initiation as my 1097th game, and Pig 64 as my 1093rd game. So I just felt like mentioning them around that time. I didn't have super fun memories of either of them. I think I have a couple of fun memories from Combat Initiation, but they are quality games, so I'm just shouting them out here. Moving on to the 1200s, my 1199th game I've ever played was The Hatch, another Roblox event. And so because The Hatch, most of the games on the list from here on out are just like random games I played during The Hatch. So there isn't really anything too interesting I could fish up for spots 1,300 and 1,400. My 1,196th game that I've ever played though was Roblox vs. Humans. And man, this game was fucking goated, man. I grinded it out a whole lot back when it first released. I kind of fell out of love with it. I mean, it's still a good game, and I still really do like it, and nothing but love for Zeke, the guy who made the game. But my problem with it is that I just, after a certain amount of time, after a certain point in time, I really didn't have the time in my day to sit down and grind out this game and making new content on it, because everything that I could have made new content on was super grinding to get right. You would need to rebirth multiple times and then get a shit ton of currency in order to max out an item, and I just didn't really have time to grind out all that. So eventually I just kind of stopped making videos in the game. And another thing that didn't really help was the fact that Zeke made these AFK servers where you could AFK farm money, except AFK farming money in those servers was an absolutely useless endeavor, because it didn't AFK farming in those servers didn't give you fucking any money at all. So it was just kind of a useless endeavor, and AFK farming in public servers became illegal. Zeke will actually ban you for that shit, which I think is kind of understandable. But yeah, unfortunately, that's what happened. So I don't really make videos on the game anymore, but I still think it's a really good game. And if you do have the time to play it, I absolutely think it's worth playing. Again, shout out to Zeke and everything like that. And yeah, that's what happened with that game. But yeah, from here on out, most of the games on the list are just random event games that I had to play because I was playing some Roblox event like The Hatch or The Hunts or whatever else, right? So yeah, I didn't really have any games for the number 1,300 spot or 1,400. But yeah, anyways, that was it for the video. Thank you guys for sticking down my trip down the memory lane. I hope you enjoyed. Again, these are not all of the good games I played. There's a lot more really good, awesome games that I played that are in this list that I just didn't have time to mention in this video. So you know what? I hope you guys go out and check out the game for yourself, and maybe you can also relive some of those old memories from years and years ago that you might have even forgotten about. And I definitely hope you do, and I hope you check out some of those classics that you played. And hell, maybe if some of the games that I played interest you, you can check them out too. But yeah, again, these are not nearly all of the good memorable games I've played. I only mentioned some of them. But I hope you enjoyed the video nonetheless. Most of the games that I mentioned here mean a lot to me, and I have really intense memories of whether they're good or bad or just kind of mediocre. I do have a lot of memories of the games that I mentioned here. And yeah, I hope you guys go check the game out. That's all I can say. Go relive your childhood memories. But yeah, that's all I got to say. So see you later, everyone. Goodbye.